History played out at the White House today. Just moments ago, President Joe Biden sat down with President-elect Donald Trump to signal a peaceful transfer of power for his incoming administration. And we want to play you that moment in full. Take a look.
Elect and former President.
Thank you.
Donald, congratulations.
Thank you.
And looking forward to having like we said, a smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
Good.
Welcome
Thank you
back.
very much. And thank you very much. And politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate that, Jim.
You're welcome.
CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes recaps this all for us. Nancy, thanks so much for being with us. Seemingly cordial moments between these two leaders. What was your takeaway?
Well, they exchanged some niceties. They weren't overflowing with compliments, but they were together, and they did both insist that this is going to be a smooth transfer of power. So that's something. It's certainly more than we saw 4 years ago when it was President Joe Biden who was going to be taking office and President Trump who did not extend that olive branch because he was still insisting that he had actually won the election and he was going to be staying in the Oval Office. They're still meeting. That it's been about an hour now that they've been in the Oval Office. We're told that their chiefs of staff, Jeff Zients for President Biden, Susie Wiles for Donald Trump, that they are in the meeting as well, because as you can imagine, there are a lot of nuts and bolts to discuss when you're talking about a presidential transition. It's not just these two men, one handing over power to the other. It's the entire Biden administration that needs to make way for the Trump team. And, with the Biden team looking to make this a smooth handoff, there's a lot that goes into that and a lot to be discussed.
And I want to lean in a little bit to the significance of this moment, Nancy, because as you mentioned, Trump did not hold this transition of power back in 2020, this meeting between the two leaders. Is this a sign the president-elect intends to run his administration differently than his first term in office, do you think?
Potentially, but there are still some agreements that need to be signed by the president-elect and his team in order to formally kickstart the process to start providing the president-elect with security briefings and that kind of thing. And those documents have not been signed yet. And so we're watching to see whether they actually check those boxes, because without sort of an agreement in place about how this is going to work, it is going to be a bumpy transition, whether or not Donald Trump and Joe Biden sit there in the Oval Office and shake hands and smile.
And if those boxes are checked, Nancy, what's ahead for both Trump and Biden now that this moment is behind us and less than 70 days left in office for the president?
Well, at another event this morning, the First Lady, Jill Biden, in a joking way, said that she and her husband are now figuring out what's next for the two of them, that they're planning their next move. So I think that remains to be seen. As for the president-elect, he's named a handful of cabinet positions already, but there's still a lot more to be named. He also named some of his top White House aides, incoming White House aides this morning. So, every day we get a few more names from the president-elect. In fact, after this meeting with President Biden, he is slated to fly right back down to Florida, to Mar-a-Lago, where he has been huddling with some of his top advisors, watching videos of top contenders for various cabinet posts to see what kind of communicators they are, and working to name his top positions as quickly as possible.
All right, Nancy Cordes from the White House for us. Thanks so much for being with us.